Hey, what's going on, everybody? Matthew from therighttrader.com. And today I want to talk about the fact that Bitcoin is a screaming buy right now, guys. And that's because the Bitcoin rainbow chart that we're looking at here does not lie. This is available for free on therighttrader.com, link down in the description below. And we have many other Bitcoin chart, guys, dozens of them that can help you understand the medium and long-term trends of Bitcoin. We're going to be looking at a few today. We're also going to be looking at the shorter term to talk about what's going on. But a lot of people are scared after there was another round of, liquidations triggered from the price dropping from around 66,000 now back down to 63,000. But I'm going to show you why that is not a concern. And it all lies with the Bitcoin rainbow chart, guys. So what we can see here is, first and foremost, Bitcoin is really, guys, in an intact uptrend since its inception. That's the first important thing to notice. The second thing to notice is that, as I explained in previous videos, we're still in a bear market right now, okay? We peaked out at $125,000. I'll show you guys over here. On the charting, we'll go to the 1 week chart, and I'm going to go ahead and zoom out a bit here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But what you're going to notice is that we actually have dropped quite a bit since that $125,000, which was the peak of the previous bull market. The bull market that we had when we peaked at 125,000 was not the bull market people wanted or expected, but in terms of the actual statistics, it performed as it should have. And now we're about 25-30% complete with this current bear market. That's a good buying opportunity, by the way, guys. Not financial advice, but right now, okay, although we could drop a bit more, the reality is also that we could, see a lot of upside when the bull market comes about. So let's look at the rainbow chart and see what's going on here. So the chart is basically split up into two areas. Anything above the green area is kind of a strong bull market leaning towards a bit of peak euphoria, okay? That's when you want to be considering to start selling. Anything below that green line is going to be a very good buying opportunity. And right now, guys, we're even better than just a bit below the blue line. Sorry, just below the green area, which is the hodl zone. We're in absolute buy territory, almost at the fire sale type level, okay? Now, let's look back historically, guys. This is going back from 2011, back when Bitcoin was $11. And you'll notice that very few times does Bitcoin actually go into the blue area and the fire sale area, okay? Now, yes, during the bear markets, which are going to be these stretches over here, we're typically in that buy territory, and this time is no different, okay? We're right there in that buy territory where you can really comfortably hold up until that orange area typically, okay? And this puts it into perspective, guys. We are extremely oversold. We are nearing peak bear market bottom prices if we're not there yet, okay? We still could go a bit lower. We have seen us hit that deep blue territory a couple times in Bitcoin history. It hasn't happened in recent years, though, actually. Last time we saw that happen was back in 2015, okay? Even peak of bear market back in 2020 or 2022, we did not see us hit that deep blue territory, okay? We're very close to it now. It could happen. Bitcoin could drop lower. It could go to 50,000, 45,000. But the key thing, guys, Bitcoin is not going to zero, and it's probably not going to $15,000 or $20,000, okay? So relatively speaking here, we're already at absolute buy territory levels. On top of that, Bitcoin power law, similar type of chart, okay, shows us that Bitcoin can never go below its long-term support level, okay? And as you can see, that support level has never been broken. We've never even moved below it, and we basically rarely ever even touch it, okay? And right now we're below the power law trend line. The power law says that Bitcoin should be at 128,000. We're at 63,000. So we are an easy 2x right now from where Bitcoin is supposed to be in terms of its actual historical trend, right? Fair value price, let's call it. And we see that we often in the bull markets shoot above that level, okay? So that is another very positive sign on Bitcoin. Another thing, just to reiterate how much, you need to understand the long-term history of Bitcoin, is that looking at Bitcoin yearly candles, this is a very unusual metric that I added to the righttrader.com. And like I said, you can get all these charts right here, Bitcoin charts. You'll have access to all of these for free, guys. Check it out, link in the description down below. Super helpful for planning your long-term, investing. And the yearly candles show us we're still in an intact, steady uptrend, guys. So even when we have these big crashes that might seem big, that's because you're looking at the daily chart or the weekly candles. If you look at the weekly candles, guys, we're basically never even dropping on Bitcoin, relatively speaking, okay? And finally, guys, the bull market only starts after the halving, and we're 667 days away from that, okay? So it's estimated that the next halving is going to be April 17th, 2028. That's until when we'll have to wait to actually maybe see a full bull market start kicking about. Now, I'm going to rewind this a little bit here and bring us back to the actual charts here, more in the shorter term. And by the way, looking at Bitcoin ETH here, we can see they're up slightly in the last 24 hours, pretty flat over the last 7 days. Okay, the market is just kind of consolidating right now. We do have some outliers. Hyperliquid still doing very well. Zcash also, strong bounce on Zcash. Stellar, surprisingly, kind of turning bullish again. And right now, cryptos are waiting for that next kind of catalyst to maybe try and move higher. The good news is, even though people are still worried and panicked, like you saw, guys, we are already very oversold here. And the good news is that we stayed above the $60,000 level. We did put in a new lower low, but we're still above 60,000. And now we have a very clear pattern that we're trading in, okay? I think we're going to go higher short term. But just to show you here, we have a descending triangle pattern on Bitcoin. And what this means is we should normally reach the end of our consolidation target, which is right down here, okay? So technically, price will probably go a little bit more towards 60,000 again. But the question is, how is this going to happen? And I think we're going to move higher up here, actually hit the resistance level, the downtrend line, and then we're going to trade back lower and head towards that consolidation target, which is the end of our descending triangle, guys. Now, when that happens, that is the critical moment, because that is going to be the decisive time where we either go higher or lower on Bitcoin, okay? And we don't know 100% where we're going to go yet. We could go lower. We could hit 55,000, 50,000, but we just as easily can start moving back above 70,000 again, okay? And there is some upside here, guys. There is some upside. I mean, even right now, based on the current levels, okay, we can actually quite easily get a bounce to 70,000, 71,000. That's where the downtrend line is currently. That's an 11% bounce on Bitcoin, guys. That's pretty noticeable. Let's take a look at a few other coins. We'll start with Ethereum here. And Ethereum is showing a bit of a different pattern than Bitcoin. Currently at $1,700, guys. Ethereum is a bit weak right now, I will not lie. And we have a couple things going on with ETH. So first off, we had a consolidation, okay? We never actually managed to get a true strong breakout. The second factor here is that we have also a downtrend line that is putting pressure on the price. And we do have a bit of a symmetrical triangle pattern. However, the reality is that we're trading below our support level right now. I think there's a good chance that we get back above it, but it's just to say Bitcoin is really quite weak right now, and that could mean that we have still a bit more downside left before finding that full bear market bottom for not only ETH, but maybe even Bitcoin as well, okay? So you can see here that there is some more downside that could come about. We're going to go over to a weekly chart here, and I want to go ahead and see where our next support level, where our next big support level would be. And there it is. I already found it. It's going to be right here at about $1,000, guys. So there is a bit of support halfway through that, but don't be surprised if we see a continuation of kind of the bearishness and the weakness. We could actually come down right here. I'll make the color different. I'm going to make this red and a little bit thicker here. We could come down to that $1,000 mark on ETH, which is going to scare a lot of people. It's just what has to happen, guys. In terms of how much downside is that from the current price, that's 37%. That's going to be pretty ugly for a lot of people. Not saying that's going to happen for sure. You know, we could move back into the consolidation up here. Okay, that is possible. But we have to wait to see what happens, guys, because right now we're in a basically neutral territory where we're trying to see, can we regain support and hold and move back higher and regain some of those higher levels? Or do we still need to move lower and test those lower prices before flushing out that weakness and then truly starting to build back up towards the next bull market? We're going to look at just a few extra coins, guys. We're going to look at XRP. And XRP here is showing, you know, we're on the weekly time frame. So I should maybe go back to the daily first. So we have some pretty strong support at $1.12, guys. That is the good news over here. Now, with that being said, as you can see, we're very close to that support level, okay? So could we move below it? Absolutely. Now, XRP is a coin that likes to consolidate for an extremely long period of time. It's not a bad thing. It can actually be a good thing, right? You're better off consolidating than dropping. But unfortunately, ETH is not escaped from this actual downtrend right over here, okay? So also in a descending triangle pattern. Good news is I think it's going to hold the support for now as long as Bitcoin does. And still targeting the end of that descending triangle. Last coin we're going to look at, guys, Solana. And once again, what we're going to see, I looked at this chart just a while back, and I am quite bullish on Solana. Let me go ahead and mark that horizontal support level. And guess what? No surprise here as well, guys. We also have a descending triangle pattern on Solana. So this is the pattern that we're seeing across almost every crypto, guys. Descending triangle, and we're waiting to see if we can move higher or if we're going to move lower before finding that true peak bottom. So the pattern is clear, guys. Long term, we're intact. You saw the Bitcoin rainbow chart and the other charts that I showed you guys. But we're seeing that short to medium term, we might not be done yet with that bear market, and we might have to put in that true bottom first. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe, and of course, guys, check out the righttrader.com down in the description below for free, guys. You get coin market caps, live prices, charting. You can chart metals, stocks, much more generous alerts and indicators than TradingView, all for free, guys. You can customize the charts as much as you want, and we have all these Bitcoin explainer charts for the long-term perspective, guys. Check it out, therighttrader.com, link down below. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.